All right, I'm starting out with a piece of maple. It's 6 by 6 and about 10 or 11 inches long. So I'm going to use a spindle gouge and get it trued up, and then we will start working on this thing. We'll get it tenon down at each end. So I put tenons on both ends of this. Originally I was going to do a box, but halfway through I decided I was just doing a little vase, but I put a tenon down on the other end. I will save that piece of wood and use it for something else later. I'm going to get this done here and then part it in half, and then we'll get the body of the on the lathe, body of the box, the steel box. I want to remind everybody too, this weekend we're having a 4th of July sale on Niles, so I will put the information down below in the description, so check that out. We're having a sale all weekend long. All right, so this project here, we're going to do something a little bit different. So this is one of the vivid blanks. Has a little bit of wood on each end and then resin in the center with some cool like glitter flakes in it. So I'm using a skew chisel here. I'm just getting it trued up. So I'm going to insert this into that piece I just turned. And so I need it perfectly level all the way across, same diameter all the way down. So I used the skew, got it really close, and then took 80 grit, kept checking it with the calipers and make sure it was all the same diameter. Help support the companies that support our community. So I'm going to take a Forstner bit and drill all the way through this. So in hindsight, I probably should have done it when it was still square, and it would have just been a little bit easier, and I would have got it centered perfectly. So it is a little bit off. Once I start turning it, you'll see it drift a little bit, so it's not dead center. But I'm just using 5-minute epoxy on this. So with doing this, I used an 1.5 Forstner bit, turned this down to 1.5 but I still had to play around with it, sand it a little bit, see if it fit, and kept going back and forth. So with the epoxy, it kind of like lubricated it, and it just slid right down in there. I was trying to push it in before I put the epoxy on, and it was really close, so I knew I could tap it down. But once the epoxy was on it, it slid right down. Actually, a little bit too far. All right. Now that we have it on there, we'll get it back in the chuck and we'll go ahead and start shaping it. So I'm just shaping the outside of it, and then we'll start hollowing it out. And so I brought that down a little bit from the top too, because I wanted to, when I'm done, you're going to be able to see the epoxy in the wood from the top of it. Is the whole thing we were shooting for. So you'll see when I get it cleaned up a little bit here, I keep bringing the top of this down a little bit until you get the look we were going for. So for this part here, this is where I was just kept taking little bits off once I got down to the resin here, and then I would stop the lathe, look at it, and bring it down a little bit more until you really got a nice band of the resin and coming across the top of it. And I think this would be really cool if it was a solid resin blank too. This one just happened to have the Buckeye burl on the ends of it there. That looks pretty cool. And once I drilled a hole down in the center, you'll be able to see that it was off just a hair. So on this part too, because it's going back and forth from resin to wood, I used the negative rate cutter on this. And when I first started hollowing it out too. So this right here, it is the #1 hollower, but it has the negative rate cutter on it. So it didn't catch that resin. All right, and I believe it's 1.25" Forstner bit. I didn't measure it. It's a little bit smaller than the piece I just put in there, so I'm just guessing it's 1.25". So I just went ahead and put that all the way down, and that way I know right where the bottom's at, and it's just a nice way to get it started and get some of the material cleaned out. And again, this is the negative rake here, and then I'll when I switch over and just start doing the bottom, then I switch back to the regular cutter. After I got that done, I went ahead and dry sanded, ran through all the grits up to 600. We're going to flip it around here in a second, but need to get this part especially all sanded because you're not going to be able to get to that again. And to finish off the bottom, I switched over to the pin jaws, and then went ahead and just put a paper towel on it to protect it a little bit, and brought the tailstock up to clean up the bottom of it. So on this, you'll notice I didn't want to put too much pressure on it as far as expanding the jaws to hold on to it. So it is a little, you can see that it's a little bit off. There's a little bit of wobble in it. So when I do get this all turned, you'll be able to tell that it's not a smooth outside surface. So I went ahead and hand sanded that. So if you used your calipers on the inside of this, it would be thinner in one spot than it is on the other, but not a whole lot. But it's just, if it's off a little bit like this, you just need to, I just put the sanding pad on the drill and just worked on that area where it was a little raised up. And it's actually, not much, 1/8 of an inch or so. And after we got it all done, I went ahead and coated the whole thing inside and out with the walnut oil. I just love the way it brings out the color of the wood. It really deepens the maple, made the Buckeye burl really popped too. It just, I love the finish. There we go. The oil is all dry. So again, it is out of maple burl, buckeye burl, and then with a resin center in it. So original plan is we're going to do a lidded box, but because not that much of the resin actually came through, there's quite a bit of wood on the sides. It would cover up too much of the resin. So that's why I went with a pot. But super fun project. I think maybe I'll get a blank that is solid resin and try it again, and then put a lid on it. But fun project, just beautiful piece of wood. All right, I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July. And again, we have the sale on Niles, 10% off. I will leave the coupon code down below in the description. All right, take care and have a good weekend.